IMTS 2022. We've made it to Thursday now, and as you can see, we're on the Jergens booth. 80 years this company's been going. How exciting is that? We're going to talk to Ted in just a minute, but first I just want to say, questions, comments, send them in. It's very, very important. We want to know what's going on through your mind. Ted, how are we today, my friend?
We're doing great here. We're really excited to be here. We have a lot of new products to introduce, and let's get it going.
Yeah, let's get it going. So real quickly, because we love to get the audience excited about what they're about to see, let's touch base on the four that we're going to focus on today.
Yeah, for sure. We're going to introduce our new Tombstone product line. We're going to introduce our new Generation 2 pallet system. We're going to introduce the OKK Vice system and our new hydraulic vise.
There you have it, folks. With that being said, we're going to let Rowan take it away on episode here with Jergens. Good job, Ted. What topic, what area do you want to start?
We're going to talk about the Tombstone itself first. Just like I said, the quality of the Tombstone itself and the kind of features behind it. And then I'm going to go in. Let's start right here.
All right, Ted, let's talk about this Tombstone right here. I know we're excited to talk about this. This is the release right now because this is the North American. You are a U.S.-made company. And just let me real quickly apologize for those technical difficulties over there with Roland. We're going to get back to you in just a second. A mic thing, I believe. But it's always awesome to talk about this technology. Anyway, Ted, let's talk about this, shall we?
Sure. Yeah, this is our new Meonite number 40 cast iron Tombstone. It's been kind of my baby in the works for about 5 years now. But one thing we have at Jergens is an added value division. And the added value division is 15 men and women who do nothing but concept and custom design and build fixturing. So we wanted a base element that was our own design that could facilitate a lot of our core products. So this particular Tombstone, we have them available in 400 and 500 millimeter. We have them available in square, cross, and two-sided. 3 different mounting patterns, including something that's unique to us is our 0-point system underneath that you can clamp the entire Tombstone with our ZPS. The main feature of this Tombstone is the fact that we can add several different added value features. Number one, the QLS, the ball lock mounting, and then if you walk around here, we can see that we have our 0-point system here that could be mounted to here. So all of our core products are represented here. 0-point system, our Generation 2 pallet, which you'll see more of in a minute, our ball lock fixture plates here. This is an example of our custom fixture division, and then OKK Vice, which we'll get back to in a little bit. So these are the main components, our core product line, and from now on, we'll be able to expedite and produce custom design and build fixtures in half the time we did before.
Well, we'd like to be able to do that, don't we?
Yes, sir.
So as we're walking around, I would also like to talk about why the technology is significant. Starting over here, like quick change. Let's pretend for a second the audience is still popping a vise into a CNC machine and they're locking it down and then they're switching the parts out, even by hand, even though automation is such a buzzword right now. Quick change. What's the significance of quick change? And then let's real quickly, because we're talking about a Tombstone, the importance of that horizontal machining style with the chips falling out and how this is relevant with Jergens.
Sure. Well, horizontal is being sold at a higher rate than they have in the past 10 years right now, and because it's a form of automation, okay? And so as far as quick change is concerned, you'll see that we have several different kinds of quick change. One is the QLS, where we can change fixture plates on and off this machine very, very quickly. And then the 0-point system itself, if we have a part or a fixture like this, it could be a 3-jaw chuck, it could be a little vise. We can quickly take this system and clamp it, and it's done. So literally anybody in the shop can take and mount this system. Let's change it out to the next one, and put the next one on, and you're done. So what this really does for the end user is, instead of having to use your programmer or your setup guy to change parts out, now you can train your lower level people to do the same thing and open capacity in your shop by having those higher level people write more programs, set up the next machine, things of that nature. So that's the basis behind quick change.
And when we look at this Tombstone, we have 4 different sides. You've described the technology. If this was a shop right now, I could set up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I could set up 10, 15 different jobs if I needed to, and it could be really focused on those high mix, low batch sizes, right?
Yeah, I mean, 80% of the shops I go into are all high mix, low volume, right? And so, like you said, we can set up a work coordinate, a G54, in literally 16 different spots on this individual Tombstone. So, you know, you carry less inventory because you can process parts faster.
And now imagine we have 3, 4, 5 Tombstones in the machine multiplied by how many parts we can put onto this. Now, just real quick, because I'm sure the audience is curious, when we pull this off, put another one on, pull this off, another one on, what's the repeatability of that?
Yep. So the 0-point system repeatability is 2/10. Yeah, so it's our most accurate system. If you look at the QL system, it's repeatable within less than 5/10.
Wow.
The ball lock system is repeatable within 5/10 as well. But they have different price points, different accuracy points, and you know, this is our most economical system, where the 0-point might be our more high dollar system, but it provides provides a lot of work holding solutions in the fact that you're blind clamping the part and you have access to all 5 sides now. So different price points, different accuracies.
Absolutely perfect. What great technology. I guess this is what 80 years in the making will get for you, right?
Yes, sir, absolutely.
That's what you get, 80 years in the making. We're going to send this over to Rowan now. Do not forget to send in your questions if you have some. That was a lot to go over. We want to make sure that your questions are answered.
And I'm here with Omar. We're going to be talking about the OKK Vice. Now, Omar, first of all, these little rails, the Vices, they look absolutely tiny. Surely we can't do big parts, we can't do hard parts?
Oh yes, you can do large parts, small parts, steel parts, stainless, any type of material you want to run on there. These guys will clamp up on them and hold them nice and tight for you.
I was going to say, I'm not quite convinced yet. Can you just give me a quick demo, show me how you can grab these aluminum parts easily?
So you sit here, you unloosen one screw, and you can take 2 parts at a time.
Sweet. So you've doubled up on the number of jaws here.
Yes, we got 2 jaws, it's double acting vise.
And you're telling me it's as easy as that, just about, I don't know, 2.5 turns and you're grabbing, well, there's no way, obviously I'm not as strong as a machine tool, but there's no way I can pull that out there.
Of course, you need to torque them down to a certain spec depending on the type of material you're holding and how much of the material that you're holding.
Okay, so you would torque it up normally if you've got kind of a part you want to make sure does not get pulled out. But I guess when you've got these soft jaws, you can machine them, you get really good contact on all of the faces, especially in complex forms. They're really useful for that.
Correct, yes. You can machine these in any shape you need to grab round parts, hexagon parts, you know, any type of custom form, anything that comes at you.
But surely a little wedge like this can't hold my titanium part. What kind of pound, what I mean, you guys like, is it like pounds that you'll be measuring it in?
Yeah, we can get about 14,000 pounds of force on it.
14,000, I mean, I don't know what that is in kilos. Is it about 5 ton or something?
Something like that, yeah.
4 ton, I know.
Maybe I do the conversion in my head.
No, maybe it's nowhere near that. We'll gloss over that a little bit. But okay, so maybe these can hold big steel parts, aluminium parts. But why wouldn't I just want a standard machine vise? I could just plonk on my machine bed. I could just absolutely wang it on. I can trust it. Why would you want to go for something slim and low profile like this?
Well, this system is one of the most versatile systems you're going to find for clamping. Okay, you can put multiple parts on one rail, single parts, large parts, small parts. You can grab it at 1/8 of an inch or the full face of the vise. So it's one of the most versatile systems you're going to find out there.
I guess one of the things you get with a machine vise is you have a fixed stroke on it, and sometimes you get a couple of machine vices for small parts, but as soon as you want to put a big part on, you got to take those vices off, you put a new one on, and you got to clock it up. I mean, once you change over with these, once you change the rails over, do you have to clock them up? Is it quite a complex process?
No, it's not at all. We have 2 precision holes in each rail that do the 2 points of contact, so you get your precision size and you don't have to clock it at all. You don't have to beep it off. You don't have to square it off. Then the rest of the holes are just standard socket head cap screws to hold it down.
Okay, fair enough. So, but I guess, would you change the rails over very much if you were doing, let's say we're talking about most SMEs do small batch work. They don't have the big volume orders. Would they be changing these rails over quite a lot in the process?
Well, typically when we set somebody up with these rails, we try to tell them, you know, let's go with the largest rail that you're going to ever need, and then you can always use a small portion of it or the whole rail. So that way you don't have a whole lot of changeover time. You're just swapping over clamps and stops on different positions, you know, deemed to your process.
But when you're forced to use the right clamps to stick on these rails, which I assume have a solid repeatability, though, you're always stuck with using the exact same jaws and clamps. I mean, what kind of jaw options are we looking at?
Oh, you got many different jaw options. You have your smooth jaw option, you have a serrated jaw option, your machinable jaw, then you have your movable jaw points here, and then your knife edge. You got many different types of jaw options, especially with the machinable jaw. You can machine your jaw in any which way, shape, or form to fit your need.
The sky's the limit with the machinable jaws, definitely. Thank you very much, Omar. If you're watching the stream, you're enjoying it, ask some questions, definitely. Over to Tony, who's going to be talking about another fantastic application from Jergens.
Now, Daryl, this is one sexy quick lock pallet, isn't it? I want to learn more about how this works, the design of it, the accuracy of it, the rigidity, the reliability. I know you even have a special coating on here with it to make it last longer too, right? Let's share the audience all that information, can we?
Yeah, sure. You know, this is the Jergens quick lock product. So on this thing here, you can easily put your fixtures on here, your vices, your raw material, tighten it down, and it's locked on there. So this one in particular is our 96 millimeter. It has floating opposing cams. So as you unscrew this and take this off, there's actually cams that are coming in, grabbing all 4 of these studs equally and having pull down force. So we also have it in a 52 millimeter size. So that's over here, and you can also put a vise on there. Or if you've got a dovetail, you can set a dovetail on here. And again, because of those floating opposing cams, we get more pull down force than you would typically see. And so with that pull down force, you're going to get that rigidity on there. So you can have your parts up high and make sure that you're holding it tightly and not moving around. This thing also, the clamping forces we're seeing are greater than our competitors. And we put this special coating on top of here, and what it does is it reduces the wear of the product, so that you can slide parts on and off here quickly and you're not going to wear it out at all.
Well, Daryl, I got to ask you something, because you've already talked about the pull down of the part for added rigidity, but you also mentioned dovetail, and we know what that does to added rigidity as well. We're just now plowing through material, aren't we?
Yeah, for sure. So you can do heavy duty materials, or you can go through soft materials and run it like crazy. And that's what it's all about. It's getting that material removed quickly, right?
Yeah, so for the people watching right now, just a really quick thing that I'm probably going to mess up a little bit when it comes to dovetail. This is ancient technology done by the Egyptians, one of the, if not the hardest or most extreme way to hold something tight for that rigidity. So when you're compounding what Daryl is talking about here with the added pull down and the dovetail, I mean, we're talking about, I don't even want to talk about the diameter of the tooling, because I don't want to exaggerate for some people, but we have seen some extreme machining when it comes to rigidity. And when we talk about rigidity, what are we talking about? Longer tool life, better finishes, you know, all of this stuff that goes along with it, faster cycle times. And Jergens is doing all of this for their customers. Your service and support, let's talk about that real quick, because now that we've nailed down the importance of rigidity, service and support at Jergens is second to none as well.
Oh, sure. We've got five application engineers on staff, so we can do custom fixtures for you. So we do that all day, every day. We're building custom fixtures that use our standard products so that all of this stuff fits together. And I mean, that's what Jergens is all about, is getting your parts on and off the machine quickly so that you can machine more parts during the day and make more money, right? So.
Make more money. Did he not close that perfectly? One more thing, if I could get my cameraman over here real quick. For those of you who watch, we do this thing called Tabs Tuesday every Tuesday. Look how awesome this piece is, just hanging on by a thread, and that is in titanium. So there's your Tabs Thursday, because today is Thursday live at IMTS 2022 on the Jergens booth. Now let's send this over to Rowan for the last piece of technology we're going to learn about today.
And thank you very much, Douglas. We've had not a question, a comment saying some very innovative work holding on show. So that's Jergens for you, very innovative work holding. Now, I'm here with Mike, and we're going to be talking about your kind of hydraulic line of fixings, which are really useful, not just for automation. This is for all those operators out there who absolutely hate tightening up parts every 9 minutes on an 8-hour shift. Takes a long time done. But first of all, just show me how the vise works, how you change the jaws over, please, Mike.
Yeah, so one of the key features of this vise is quick change jaw system. So you don't need any tools to change the jaws. It's very simple. You push the jaw towards the center of the vise and it pops right off. So we have a angled dovetail interface, so you get really great pull down with this vise, almost no jaw lift at all. And to put it back on, it's that simple. So no tools, take seconds.
Easy as that, which is really important when you're trying to change over loads of different parts. You've got loads of, I mean, this I assume is an Op2, and with Op2s it's really important to make sure that all your surfaces that you're clamping on do not get marked. And this is a beautiful finish on here. There's not been marked at all.
Correct. Yeah, so this all, is a machinable style jaw vise, so you'd mill out your contours for second op stuff. We have the gripper style jaws for your first op work.
So that's for really that's for really holding on the piece.
When you want real aggressive clamping, correct.
Brilliant. So can you ever just show me how the hydraulic system works now?
So you have a simple air over hydraulic pump here. Very compact, low cost unit. 4-way valve that controls the clamping and unclamping.
And this is set to a specific force, so if you want to make sure you're consistent every single time, can you get it every time you pull that lever?
Absolutely. So one of the key benefits of hydraulics is going to be your repeatable clamping forces. So that's one of the main variables you eliminate on the operator side. Whether it's torque wrenches, people using mallets, cheater bars, everybody has a different idea of what type means. I could get 100 people in this hall to throw that valve, and that's going to repeat.
It's going to do the exact same. And how many times have you seen those Allen keys that have been bent, that have been twisted? Even these forged Allen keys made in the USA, they still get twisted by all that smashing with a mallet, right?
Or we see people using a torque wrench, the clicker style. They click it once, then they give it 5 or 6 more clicks.
Yeah, they click it and keep going, bang, all the way through. What's the point of a torque wrench, right? You need one of these levers. But this is a big it's a little hydraulic pack. There's a bit of cash to this. How did you integrate these? Do you have to buy the whole hydraulic pack?
Not necessarily. So one of the features we designed with this vise is it does operate at a lower hydraulic pressure. So you only need 1,500 psi to get to the max clamping force of over 5,000 pounds. So one of the nice things about that is these machines with the, you can get about 1,000 psi through the pallet of the machine. You can run directly off your machine hydraulics.
Which simplifies the integration so much more.
Right. So you can plumb this vise with external lines here, or there's porting on the bottom. We can run it up through a plate, manifold style, as you see.
So there's a manifold in here, manifold being, there's a couple of holes with some O-rings here. And look at this plate, it's a beautiful use of your classic ball locks. I've been told these ball locks, I've been told by some people I know these ball locks, they absolutely love them because it's just a single little Allen key, but we're talking about the hydraulics here. But surely this plate needs to be quite complicated. You've got a quick change attachment here, you've got to drill, tap the holes, cross holes. Is it quite daunting for someone who's just moving into hydraulic systems?
One of the great things about Jergens is we have a full staff of applications engineered. We have people in the field with literally decades of experience that have designed hydraulic fixturing. So we have the ability to help you with the engineering, and we can make a plate like this. We do custom plates every day in our shop. So
if someone thinks, here's the engineering service and thinks, okay, you guys can handle that for me, but I'm not sure if I really need hydraulic fixturing. I can just use a torque wrench. Surely that's okay, right? I mean, what problems do you think people will be having that think I really need to use this hydraulic system?
Yeah, so we talked about the repeatability. The other big thing is going to be ergonomics. In our own shop, higher production items, we like to integrate hydraulics. It's less operator fatigue.
Absolutely, and that's really important nowadays, that it's okay to do that torque wrench once, maybe 10, maybe 100 times, but once you start doing it 1,000 times, 9 minutes in every 9 minutes in an 8-hour shift, it's a lot of times you're going to be putting strain on your whole body.
Correct, especially when you're getting into horizontal machining centers, something where you have a longer reach. We know some companies have restrictions on being able to do things up around shoulder height, so this can really simplify the ergonomic factor.
Brilliant. So for operator ergonomics, not just consistency and reliability, easy to integrate into the machine tool. Check out the Jergens hydraulic systems. Now over to Tony, who's going to be finishing this up.
Rowan and Mike, thank you so much. That was incredible. Ted, this technology is almost as sexy as you are, but we got to close this thing out, my friend. Thank you all for watching. For those who want to learn a little bit more about Jergens, where can they find you?
Sure, JergensINC.com. We have our Instagram channel, LinkedIn, and YouTube.
And I'd imagine that you could probably even take a visit through this beautiful facility that they have in Ohio as well. You guys always seem to be so welcoming. Would you like to send out that invite?
Yeah, sure. Please come by and visit our facility in Cleveland, Ohio, and also our facility in Anaheim, California.
Absolutely perfect. Thank you all for watching. Thank you for your questions. I hope you've enjoyed this as much as I have, and we will see you soon on the next one.